DJ, can you give me some more?
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Mason and welcome back to my Broadway backyard. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the tips on how to do your own gel manicure at home. I'm going to be using the OPI gel color. This one actually is worth a pretty penny, so it's very pretty. It's a neutral tone, so I'm excited to use it. But the important thing about gel is that it stays on for 2 weeks. It's not like regular nail polish where you have to paint your nails every 2 days. And in my line of work, I don't have a lot of time to go and sit down and get my nails done for 2 hours. It also saves you money. So for all of us and you guys out there that are hustling and working really hard, you can at least every 2 weeks learn to paint your nails at home, and it's quick, it's easy, it's affordable, and it really does save a lot of time and money over time. And so this is actually brought to you by my aunt, Aunt Patty. Sometimes I say aunt, I should say aunt. Aunt Patty. She owns the Classic Touch down in California, and she's the one that's been giving me all these helpful tips. So all of this is brought to you by her. Aunt Patty is really the guru of all things nails and beauty. So I'm excited to pass along these tips, and hopefully it will help you in your everyday life. So let's get started, because my nails, they're looking pretty awful right now. I took all my gel off, so we're gonna start brand new. Yay! Okay, welcome to my little workshop here that I have all set up. So the most important things that you're gonna need is your Gelish, it's kind of a funny name to pronounce, but it is your LED light. Now, I first started out with a 2-minute light, so it takes you 2 minutes for each nail, but this gives you an option for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, or 30 seconds. So you want 30 seconds. Now, this is also a more high power one, so it might be a little more expensive than the 2 minutes, but I'm telling you, it is totally worth it. Okay, so you also need a base coat. You need your beautiful color, I'm excited, and your top coat. Along with that, you need an alcohol swab. You can also use, alcohol in a bottle or even nail polish remover, but I recommend alcohol swabs. They're the best, and forgive me for my terrible nails. So here's some other, utensils that I like to use. Now, I will tell you that gel does thin out your nails like it does acrylics, and over time you want to make sure that between gel polish, that you put a really nice nail strengthener nail polish on your nails. Now, one of the things that I've learned is that you don't want to over file your nails because it'll be harder to come off. So you want to buff them and make sure that they're even all the way around, but you also want to make sure that they're not too buffed to where the nail polish literally sticks onto your nails. And then after 2 weeks, if you don't buff them that much, it'll be easier for them to come off. And last but not least, you can soak them in nail polish remover, and that sometimes is the easiest way to come off. Side note, I love this wood wick. This is vanilla bean. It crackles as it burns, so if you hear crackling, it's my lovely candle. So it really sort of sets the spa mood for us today. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you really quickly once I finish filing my nails. Okay, so I just finished filing and pushing back my cuticles and getting them all prepped. Now, it's extremely important that you don't, after you either file them or scuff them up a bit, that you don't touch your hands on your nail. So that just puts oil onto your nail, and the OPI gel color won't stick as well. Now again, remember, I did say earlier that you don't want to buff them too much. So let's say you might get a little carried away and you're buff, right? Buff. You can just lightly take it off with this paper towel or a napkin, whatever you're using. So I'm just making sure that it's not as buffed, but I'm also not touching it because I don't want to get the oil on it. Okay, now we start with our base coat. So it's pretty simple. I'll do one hand and then we'll do the next. Base coat. All right, now when you're doing the base coat, make sure you're not putting too much on. If you put too much of any of the layers on, it will sting a little bit in there. And you want to make sure you don't get it anywhere on the sides of your nails because you just want it on the nail. I just finished putting the base coat on. I put a light base coat on, and now I'm just going to put my hand. So the next step is color. I just put on one coat of Worth a Pretty Penny from OPI Gel Color, and I'm going to set this for another 30 seconds. See, it's pretty quick and easy. Also, something to keep in mind that on your first coat of color, because you'll probably be doing 2 coats, is that you want to make sure you get the base really well. So if you spend a little extra time on the first coat of your color, it will be worth it. Trust me, because then the second coat goes a little easier. So far it's been a minute and 15 seconds that I've been having to paint and put in there. Okay, again, I want to reiterate that you do a light coat of every single layer. Now I just did a second coat of my color, and I think that's actually all I'm gonna need. Also, something to keep in mind is do not touch your nail while you are still painting. You can only touch it after you finish your top coat. So 30 seconds. Okay, I just finished by putting the top coat on. Another thing to remember is make sure you distinguish between the base coat and the top coat, because I've done it before where I've accidentally put the top coat on as the base coat and everything fell off. It literally just wiped off when I was done. So this is your last and final thing. So you put this in for another 30 seconds. Okay, great. Now that you're done, all you have to do is, I'm gonna do the other nail, is you take your alcohol swab and you swap the excess top coat . Ta-da! Now you can touch them, you can feel them. Now what I do is I wash my hands, and then I'll show you my final steps. What I absolutely love about gel polish is you can wash your hands and start working right away. You don't have to wait for it to dry. It is such a life changer. Now, I ordered this Simply Pure Hydrating Oil for my cuticles on Amazon. I absolutely love it. You just twist it to get it out, and I just apply it on my cuticles. Especially with the winter coming up and it being so cold outside, it's always so rough on my hands. So I like to keep my nails really hydrated, or my cuticles really hydrated, and my nails really clean. And another thing, so after you apply this on your cuticles, I'll stop them from chipping and breaking and kind of rub them in a little bit, is my absolute favorite is the Borghesia Brightening Hand Cream. Splendid Mani Brilliant is what it's also called here, but I absolutely love this. This makes your hands not only so soft, but shiny, like a shiny glow. So that's all you really need is right there for a beautiful hand manicure and some beautiful nails. Ta-da! Thank you again for joining me on my Broadway backyard on the secret tips on how to do your own gel manicure at home. See, it really didn't take a lot of time, and my nails also look really great. They're very durable, and I can get to work right away. I don't have to waste any time sitting under a dryer forever. That is my least favorite thing about getting my nails done. So now I can just do them at home and make them look gorgeous. So thank you for checking it out. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. So please comment below. If you liked this video and thought it was helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to my Broadway backyard. I absolutely love filming in my apartment. How beautiful is that? Wait for it, wait for it. Empire State Building. Welcome to my Broadway backyard. Let's check it out.